lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. He's crazy
West side
stuff.
Freitas is on the grass on the infield for 4. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Nestled in the English Midlands is Donington Park, which today plays host to the Season 5 debut event of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. After a Season 4 campaign that was decided by a single point, the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" rule has been heeded, because returning is the dual format of a 40-minute feature followed by a grid-inverted 25-minute sprint. And back also to bring you all the action for the entire 12-event schedule is the Global Sim Racing Channel. Happy St. Patrick's Day and welcome to GSRC's Countdown to the Green. Soup and Crackers, Bill Soup Zahn, and my partner Sean Crackers Ambrose up in the booth all season long to call the action. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders for another campaign is our director Amjad Yaman. As always, armed with camera locations created exclusively for GSRC by its in-house director of photography, Dougie Beard. Over the next 15 streamy award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the Formula Renault 2.0 doubleheader event that will immediately follow. If you missed the Season 4 finale from Road America, shame on you, because the racing produced some serious unscripted drama. The unit, Unislavasi, came into the event with a 37-point lead, and only disasters in both the feature and sprint event would give Jeroen the Earthquakel a chance to steal the crown away. In the featured race, 25 drivers found their way to the starting grid, but to be honest, all the eyes were focused on the 2-point leaders Slavasi and Quakel. Quakel led early with Slavasi in chase. The fans and commentators alike expected Slavasi to take it easy, as a second place was enough to clinch the championship. But that is not how champions are built. And on lap 7 heading into Canada Corner, the unit made a move on the outside of the Earthquake. Sure enough, they got together, with Slavasi ending up in the wall and Quakel ending up with the checkered flag. So Slavasi went into the sprint race still in command, just needing a decent finish. But alas, the racing gods that had been so kind to the unit all season pointed their fickle finger of fate his way, and Slavasi was out of the race lap 1. Quakel worked his way up from the inverted start to finish second behind Christoph Holstein. So when the results of the feature and the sprint race were added up, Quakel posted a whopping 51 points that included fast lap bonuses for both the feature and sprint races. Holstein's win snuck him onto the overlay in 5th, with Jean-Francois Godin, Christian Tkach, and Kerry Nolden 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The drivers, commentators, and series organizers were all crunching the numbers, and when the tallied up the button was hit and Slavasi's 12 pocket points were added in, it was Origin front row racing star Jeroen Quakel, the Season 4 crown, by a single point. We can bring up the next overlay. Slavasi was not able to defend his crown, and in a classy show of sportsmanship, did not file a protest over the feature race contact with rival Quakel. TNT and Hugo Prado did just enough to grab a podium spot just ahead of Christian Tkach, and Gunnar Nienhuis dropped a position into 5th. So, Jeroen Quakel's names gets added to the list of previous champion. The drivers shown in white, Kerry Nolden, Phil Reed, Jean-Francois Godin, and Christian Koch, all have committed to race this upcoming season. Unfortunately, Quakel and Slavasi are not expected to return. The team championship went to Origin front row racing, with Quakel doing most of the heavy lifting. Dan Brewer chipped in a few points as well. Gunnar Nienhuis and Phil Reed landed Fusion Motorsports in 2nd spot. Adam Tierney and Christoph Holstein made a late push to get Quantum Motorsports the final podium position. Evo Sonic climbed a rung to 4th, manned by Andy the Milkman Cowie and Jean-Francois Godin. And Infinity Racing showed up on the overlay when it counted. Ty McLeod and Lawrence Sudden Strike DeReich behind the wheel. Origin front row shows up on the list of past team champions for the first time. The silly season has many drivers changing teams and the birth of several new entries. GSRC will follow the team championship as things start to take shape. Whew, okay, just like a bad 3-course meal, that was way too much soup to start it off with. So to add a little flavor to the meal, that is Countdown to the Green. It's time to sprinkle in some crackers, so let me introduce once again my booth mate for many a GSRC event, Sean Crackers Ambrose. Crackers, welcome to the AOR.
Man, I am just pumped up and ready to go here with the Apex Online Racing Group. What a tremendous field of talent we have in store for you here. Season 5 getting ready to get kicked off at Donington. Yes, right here in the shadow of Donington Castle. They opened it in 1931, Soup. It was open until 39 when they shut it down for World War II. It was dormant for a long time. They reopened it in 77 by a guy named Tom Wheatcroft. It's now a regular fixture on the Superbike World Championship circuit. It's also the home to the annual historic motorsport event, the Donington Historic Festival. Some of the great music festivals of all time have been there at Donington, Soup. Lots of great bands. This Grand Prix circuit, though, is 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles, 12 turns today. You're going to have to get through Coppice and through the Fogarty S's, the Melbourne Hairpin, through Goddard's. A lot of fun, but let's take a ride in the Formula Renault here, the GSRC Formula Renault. Give you a look at the track from the driver's seat.
All right, we've got Scott Newton, the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0, so let's do a lap around Donington. Coming down the front stretch, you'll want to pull the car to the left and just dip your wheels over the pit exit line for the best entry to Redgate. Try your best to late apex this sucker because you'll need the speed later on as we head down the hill. From there, the track weaves back and forth through the crater curves, and ideally you want to hug the left side to get yourself set up for the old hairpin. This can sometimes offer passing opportunities, but it's hard to tell until the last second on whether the car ahead will defend. Off the right-hander and under Starkey's Bridge, the track bends back to the left where you'll need to straighten out this last kink to open up McLean's. The crest and the decreasing radius on this blind corner make it one of the most difficult ones to get right. Cars often drift wide on exit. Then it's a short blast to Coppice where once again you can't see the apex until you're right on top of it. But this bend has 2 halves, the sharper first part and the flat-out second part that opens up. Bring the car back to the right on the way down Starkey Straight and line up your brake marker for the heavy braking into the S's. You can take a lot of curb on these, but be wary of straightening them out too much or else you'll get a cut course penalty. From there, we drop downhill into the Melbourne Hairpin, which will probably be a popular passing spot. Square off the exit here to ensure you've got a good run up to Goddard's. If you're under attack and you defend, expect someone to pull an over-under move. Bring the car back to the right, and now watch out on entry because there's a surprising rise in the track that adds to the difficulty of hitting the apex. Once again, try to focus on your exit with us coming back onto the pit straight. Hopefully you kept it all together and have now finished a lap around Donington.
Joe Peak behind the mic, taking us a lap around the English Garden that is Donington. A special thanks to Scott Newton and Apex Racing UK for providing today's lap guide. Sean, because you are new to the series, I know you've been burning the midnight oil, learning all about the nuts and bolts of this season. But for viewers new to the series like you, who have not put in the study time, give them an idea of the cliff notes.
Well, Soup, I got to be honest. First of all, we're getting to cover one of the great cars on the iRacing service. This Formula Renault 2.0 is a beast, man. Now, welcome to Season 5, though. This is round 1 of 12. There are going to be 2 drops you're allowed this season. That would be a combination of a feature and a sprint race in this 12-race season. Now, the car. This is the Formula Renault 2.0. About almost 2,000 cc, 1,998 to be exact. 4-cylinder motor, 16-valve, naturally aspirated, 210 brake horsepower at 7,500 RPM. This car is a monster, and you're going to see some speeds upwards of 170, 180 miles an hour. It's an open setup with 40% fuel, so we are going to expect at least 1 pit stop during this feature event. The sprint race, that won't be necessary. Let's talk about that format. 2 races per event every week here, or for all 12 of these rounds. 2 winners. You'll have a winner of the feature race and a winner of the sprint race, and sometimes they may be the same. We'll see as things progress here. The standings No time to heat up the tires. The starts are standing starts, so that, again, is going to have everybody kind of on a level playing field when you get started. It's going to be really tricky here to get started at Donington with less than hot tires. No fast repairs. The Formula Renault does not take the damage very well. So going to have to be careful out there. Incident cap, yes, there is one. It varies between the feature and the sprint race. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. The weather is carried over from yesterday's practice, Soup, and today we've got clear conditions, 65 degrees, 74 degrees on track. A lot of humidity, about 87%, so we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. Going back to what I was talking about, the starts are standing. They're not rolling. Let me correct myself if there was any confusion there. But Soup, can't wait to get this season started. This format, the feature and sprint race, a lot of fun.
It is, and you talked about what the series is like, but then when we actually get down to it now, with the 40-minute feature and the 25-minute sprint, that's kind of something unique to this series.
Yeah, in the feature race, 40 minutes long with, like I said, it'll be one stop. It's a large window, so we'll see. There may be, we've got teams out here, so we'll have to watch that. There'll be some strategy in play. The grid, it's sequential via the qualifying for the feature race. The incident cap, it's 13. If you get 13 incidents, you lose half your race points there. Now, if you hit the 17X, that eliminates you from the race, period. Now the points, standard points for the feature. Let's talk about the sprint race. It's 25 minutes. There'll be no stop needed. The grid will invert from the feature race results. So the lap down cars will be at the back of the grid, but the cars that remain on that lead lap, they'll all be inverted to start that next section, to start that sprint race. The incident cap will be 13X. So it goes down there. 13X is the DQ on that. And the points that are issued for the race are slightly less than what you get for the feature race. And maybe at some point we'll get to break that down a little bit more in detail as when we get into one of these points battle here that'll be coming up. You can also pick up bonus points as well for, I think it was leading a lap. And of course, if you finish with zero incidents, I think there's a bonus point for that as well, Sue.
And for the pole, absolutely.
That's right,
now,
pole.
One of the issues that have plagued this series last week, at least plague is probably a little harsh, but there were a lot of first lap contact and battles, and a lot of the fast drivers, especially in the sprint race when they got inverted back, were saying, oh, it all depends on luck. But it kind of took me back, Sean, and you can probably talk about this as well, to when you first start iRacing and you end up in like that MX-5, the rookie series. You can kind of make your own luck by, as you're trying to build up your I rating and trying to get that safety rating up. You just have to know the positions. Even though you might not be responsible, there's some places you probably don't want to put your car.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, patience is important. Keeping a level head is so important. Sometimes things don't always go the way you want, and you can't break down. There, you've got to keep your head in the race and stay on task, even if things aren't going, like I said, the way you want them to. Things very rarely ever go as planned throughout the course of a race, Sue.
Cold tires, a big factor last time where they had to, we start from the standing start. You got to be careful for a little while, especially here at this track, maybe 1 and 2 before you really start to race, right?
Yeah, you're definitely going to need at least the first lap. It's only 74 degrees out, or I'm 74 degrees on track, so you're going to need at least one full lap, probably the second lap. The trip down into turn 1 is going to be very interesting here, Soup. As they get down into Red Gate, when we start this race, there's a lot of area. There's a lot of rental property out there to the left that you can get away. But you can also lose a lot of time right there if you get too far out. And there are going to be a lot of cars fighting for that narrow piece of real estate to get through that section and over to Hollywood. The tires are going to be cold. It's going to be very, very easy to run off track. You're really, and as you head downhill, down into 3 and Craner curves, it's really fast. It's really sweeping. And again, with cold tires and a lot of cars trying to get through there, it could get messy quick. I hope not. I'd like to think more of the group that we've got here. So we'll see. It could be just a splendid start.
Qualifying just about finished up. I see there's probably 3 cars still out on the track putting in time, so I think everybody has pretty much put in their time. I think, Director, we can go ahead and run this down. Since we have a standing start, not a lot of time to get through the overlay. Let's go ahead and do it. So on the pole right now, on the front row, it's Gunnar Niehaus inside of a newcomer, Michael Mittner. Row 2 is going to be Phil Reed and another newcomer, Scott Newton. Row 3, Kristen Tkach and Kerry Nolden, a former champ. Lawrence Suddenstrike de Reich and Christoph Holstein make up row 4. Row 5 filled by another champ, Christian Koch and Ty McLeod.
Okay, and in row 6 is going to be Adam Tierney and Patrick Kessler. Row 7, Andy Cowie and Evan Imre. 15th is row 8 is going to be Alain Philippe Andre and Manuel Hoyer. 17th, Daniel Morris. 18th, Yannick Nienhaus. 19th, Newt Martinson. And 20th is going to go to Bruno Dometer.
There you go. Nice job on those, Sean. Very good for your first time. We look at the next row. Coming up, row 11. And there we have it. It's Luke White and Alexander Valdo. Sarah Dove and Darren Potter make up row 12. Row 13, we have a newcomer, Irka Lindstrom and Stephen the Flying V Chambers in the 26th spot. 14th, Robert Sugar Plumley and Gabriel Wood, newcomer to the series. Good luck to him. Row 15, Victorio Saltalamacchia and one of our own GSRC, Jake Sperry.
All right, and I'll take the last 3. That's going to be Mark Forte, Oliver Elliott, and Ben Scott. Wow, that was easy soup. Sorry.
There you go. Well, it works out that way. All the drivers now taking the grid. You can see the long morning shadows out there. Welcome to the Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. This is Season 5, the opening round. We have 2 on the docket today. 40-minute feature that we're on right now and a 25-minute sprint that follows. Hope you got all your refreshments and your snacks ready. Good luck to all the drivers. Some old-time names back in there, some newcomers. Michael Mittner sitting on the outside of row 1, a guy to keep your eye on. Scott Newton, another newcomer outside of row 2. But on the pole right now, it's a man we're very familiar with. It's Gunnar Niehaus. The engines begin to harmonize. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn. And leading them down into the first corner is Gunnar Niehaus.
Mad scramble for 1 in the back.
Out in front right now, as I'm looking at my timing and scoring is a little off. Am I looking at? Yes, it is Niehaus out there in front right now.
Wow, everybody gets through the old hairpin clean. Nice job.
All right, have some technical issues, but we have a big crash. It looked like it was involved. It was Kerry Nolden. Oh, my goodness.
Kerry
We'll
Nolden.
come back and get that in a minute. Nolden was upside down. We'll see who else. Meanwhile, out in front, it is still Niehaus running away with it. Opening up a nice lead. Niehaus really. Mittner has an issue now as he's being challenged. Looks like he's being challenged. Phil Reed has taken over second spot. Newton in 4th position. Other than that incident on the lap 1, it looks like we're going to be pretty clear as they come across the first time. We're going to go back and look at the incident with, I believe it was Nolden. Is that who we said it was? Yes.
Yeah, Nolden was the one that went into the wall, but another car was up on its lid there as well. It's a nasty incident you'll see here from above. A little bit of contact there, maybe even a little bit of net code might have happened there through it. We'll go on board with Nolden and see what he saw.
Look at it there, and I continue to multitask, trying to get everything working the way they should. My goodness, look at that. And now we are back live.
We got a battle here, 3 wide Manuel Hoyer and Alain Philippe Andre. Big battle there. Adam Tierney trying to hold him off. That's a battle for 10th. Tierney did a good job of getting through there.
There he goes, and he makes the pass.
Trying to get through the Melbourne hairpin. Andre does a good job. They're going to hold it tight here to the inside. One of the toughest spots on the track right here in Goddard's. Soup, I can't tell you how hard it is coming down the hill after carrying all that speed on the straight to get that car tight on the inside like that and hold it. Tierney trying to fight back on the outside.
Andre holds that tight inside line. He's going to fend it off, but now looking to get in there, this is Hoyer.
Hoyer's got to run. Oh, he almost takes the nose off of Tierney.
Great fighting going on back here as we ride in the roadkill cam here from Adam Tierney.
The roadkill cam, I love it.
Looking up on the back of Manuel Hoyer. Great job there. Not much going on up front right now. We're not missing anything. Nienhuis has opened up a nice lead.
Sarah Dove getting past here. As Andy Cowie getting by. Did it on the inside, almost made contact with Sarah.
Sarah running back there in 17th. The Milkman now up to 18th position.
Yeah, Sarah Dove actually up 5 spots to 18th after losing that spot to Cowie. Cowie trying to get some back. He's down 4 places right now.
Okay, let's run down your top 5 for you right now. Out in front by quite a distance, it is Gunnar Nienhuis. He's got about a 1.5 second lead. Phil Reed, former champion, behind him again with about a 1.3 second lead back to the newcomer, Michael Mittner. 4th position, Scott Newton having a good run. Holding position, he started in 4th, sitting in 4th, and then it is Christian Tkach. Running in 5th, that's right where he qualified. There's your top 5. Nobody really fighting each other right now.
Wow, Soup, I'm really surprised at how things have really spread out here so early into this race. 4 laps in, and I mean, it's just, we've got different little pockets, but the leader already 12 seconds away from 10th place.
Drivers who are out of the race are at least still sitting in the pits. Lauren Sudden strike to right, qualified 7th. And the driver who qualified just in front of him, Kerry Nolden, I believe they got together, and they are both in the pits. Not going to finish on the lead lap, which means they won't have the benefit of that inverted grid when we come back to the sprint. They're going to have to do it the hard way from the back of the field. This battle for P6 right now, this is McLeod being hounded by Christian Koch. Now they work their way through Wheatcroft. This is the Wheatcroft straight going into Redgate. This is the first corner. This track has a great layout where it has a couple great passing zones. If we get to a last lap battle, a couple great passing zones through the Melbourne hairpin and then Goddard's before we get to the start-finish line to end this thing. Right now, we continue to watch this battle with Cope.
Got another good battle here, though, and it's Daniel Morris giving up the positions to Manuel Hoyer and Newt Martinson. Hoyer getting 13th position back. Oh, and a battle to the inside. On the outside.
Martinson gets bumped off. He's off into the alfalfa, but he gets back in there. He's going to lose a few spots. We're going to go on board with Martinson as he drops back behind the Milkman, Cowie, and Hoyer as well. Just gets...
that was so close.
A little bit of an elbow there. Maybe not an elbow. Maybe, John, it might have just been a good avoiding driving, missing the contact there.
Well, now Martinson trying to get by Daniel Morris. Morris not having any of it yet. Here in the Melbourne hairpin.
And Morris, a newcomer to the series, running right now in 16th spot. Oh, we've had trouble with a former champion, Phil Reed, just looped it around. Let's see, he did it on his own.
Oh, and Mittner's off. Mittner is off, guys.
So they start to fall from the front. So Reed had no issue there. He was able to get it turned around and got back going, but he's going to fall way back. Now let's see if we can pick up what happened. There you see Reed.
It was Mittner coming out of turn 1, having to avoid a car that had already spun, trying to pick this all up here, Soup.
Yeah. Now Mittner, he was running second, so I wonder who spun in front of him. It must have been a lap car because
it was Phil Reed.
It was Reed. That's okay.
Reed.
Got it.
It was Reed's car stopped in the middle of the track, and Mittner runs off and hits the barrier, the tire barrier, out off to the left.
So while
damages the car badly.
While running second, Phil Reed looped it on the track. I said he didn't get collected by anything, but nevertheless, Mittner had to take evasive action, went out onto the grass, couldn't get it back. So second and third now have issues. Mittner, I believe, is going to be out of the race. Reed able to get back in, currently running 8th.
Man,
Mark, another front runner as a DNF.
Yeah, and Nienhaus is just walking away with it right now, Sue. Gunnar Nienhaus is 5 seconds up
5
now
seconds
on
up.
Scott Newton.
So it's very important. What we do want to see, we'll see if we can. I think Reed is going to be fine. We're going to see if what Mittner, I'm trying to follow up if he took a tow. He did. Mittner is done. So that means the drivers who qualified, still looking to see where Mittner qualified. I believe he qualified second. Yes, he did. He was outside of the pole. Drivers who qualified 2nd, 6th, and 7th will not be, well, they'll be in the sprint race, but they'll have to start from the back. Look at this battle for P2 now. This is Newton. And that's to catch right behind him, and to catch lost it. He's going to lose the position to Koch. We'll stay on this watch as to catch does a good job of doing a donut and getting right back into the racing here, Sean.
Yeah, he does, and it might have been just a little bit, a tap of the brake, maybe a little bit too much through there that brings it around. Probably not carrying a lot of downforce on the car, and that's a real easy spot to carry too much speed and get off.
John, I want to put you on the spot, but I know you put some time in the car. Are the curbs, were that much of an issue for you here?
Not so much, but there are a couple of spots where the curb can get you in trouble. We saw that earlier on an earlier spin there where the curb came into play. But in most spots, not that big of an issue. You can run over it just fine. Battle back here, though, for, looking on screen now here between Phil Reed and Christopher Tackett.
Yeah, that's to catch. Now, what Reed is trying to do is make up for his mistake earlier. Remember, he was running in second position when he spun. So he's trying to get that spot back, and he does. He moves up into 7th now, ahead of Tkach.
Ooh, just behind them, another battle. Jeez, wow.
Yeah, they are everywhere.
Tierney now under attack now from Yannick Nienhaus.
Little brother of the leader right now, trying to see if he can get around Adam Tierney. There is fighting everywhere. We'll stay on this one. We like to stay on till the battle resolves itself, so Yannick, if you could go ahead and get it done, otherwise we're going to leave you as they work their way through the S's.
Ooh, Tierney going to look to the inside.
This is a great view. Look at this. That's why we call it a popcorn position. That's what Nienhaus is in right now, watching the show. We're looking, we've got how about Mark Forte? Wait a minute, Director, I found big contact. Forte involved in an incident. Forte involved with Gabriel Wood. Is that a little too far back?
Yeah, it was. Getting into the turn there.
I thought it
uphill.
Thought it involved more cars than it did.
The old hairpin there into turn 4.
Happened, yeah. They're back out on there. That might have been too far back for us to get that one. Sorry. Our director never happy when he can't find a replay that the commentators find. There is nobody better in the business than Amjad Yaman. Go ahead, Sean.
Boy, Forte really made it a close call getting back onto the track, though. A couple cars almost clipped him as he was trying to get back on. Forte does have damage on the front wing of that machine.
Battles all through the track. Let's see if we can pick them. Not much going on up front. Let's go to P4. We're looking here at, this is Kessler. We haven't talked much about Patrick Kessler. He is always good in qualifying. Right now, Kessler just ahead of Ty McLeod. In fact, this is a nice string. It's Kessler, McLeod also looking at the whole thing happening back there, running right behind Phil Reed. Reed is on the hunt right now. He's got Holstein in 6th position. The car out in front. As we ride on board here, we're on board with Phil Reed. He's got Holstein in front of him. And then we get up to what we were looking at there, McLeod and Kessler. Reed right now, if you're a poker player, when I say he's on tilt, you'll know what I mean. He's lost. He had the best hand, but he lost. He was running in second. He's trying to make back his bankroll all in one hand right now. He is flying. In driving turns, they call it the red mist, and right now he is doing everything he can to get around Christoph Holstein. There's a car that's off. That is McLeod.
Kessler there.
McLeod was running ahead of those guys. The pressure got to him, and he loses many spots.
Forte off also. Goddard's.
We're looking there.
Forte finally going to bring the car in.
Yeah, Sean talked about all the rental property, all the real estate available here. A lot of drivers taking advantage of all the runoff areas, Sean, and that's great because as long as they can stay on the lead lap, they got a shot in the feature to make up some points.
Feels like a Sunday morning drive through the neighborhood right now. Real estate signs popping up all over the place. Somebody just ducked into the pit there. That was Christian to catch.
All right, coming
Makes
in
a
right now.
Really nervous entry there.
He has also had an issue earlier. He qualified 5th, running in 7th when he decides to come in. The first of your real front runners, even though he wasn't way up front, to make a stop. Once again, you're not missing anything up front. Poor Gunnar Nienhaus finally has a race that he can call his own. He's 6.5 seconds ahead of Scott Newton, not getting a lot of love from us right now. Newton about 3 seconds up on Christian Koch. About 4 seconds up on Kessler. So up front on the podium spot, it's pretty much decided. The action starts up again back passive. We go back, we're looking at Koch right now. When you get back to Kessler, that's where things start to heat up. Kessler, Reed, and Holstein. And I believe when I was commenting, I believe I was talking that Reed was behind Holstein. He's got that now. He's up to 5th spot. Not sure if that's a legitimate 5th spot or if DeCatch is actually ahead of him when he made the pit stop. I don't think so. I think right now that's a legitimate top 5 for Reed. I think he should file out in front of DeCatch when DeCatch comes out when they both take their pit stop.
Soup, I gotta just really congratulate the drivers so far on a really good race. This is a very technical circuit here. And I am seeing some great driving. Right now, though, Sarah Dove is, Darren Potter is back there lurking, trying to maybe set Sarah up for a move. Those two teammates, I don't know if they're working together right now or if actually Darren's trying to take that position. But this has been going on for about 2 or 3 laps here, and I almost have to wonder if Erka Lidstrom back there in 17th is maybe being held up a little bit.
That's right. Those are 2 teammates. That little bird against the Magic Wand right there. Sarah Dove and Darren Magic Wand Potter. Potter trying to take a peek on the inside. Yeah, watching the whole thing. Erka Lindstrom. Now, these guys are just behind Christian DeCatch, who's come out in 14th position as the battle continues. Look at Lindstrom there.
They had to
Sugar Plumley back there trying to make him up a spot.
Yeah, they had to get by the slow car. Mark Porter, too. They was nervous there for a second.
None of the top guys have come in. The top 13 drivers still yet to pit. Christian DeCatch, we have to keep an eye on him. He's out there leading all the cars who have pitted. Sean, one thing you'll have to get used to here in this AOR series, this Formula Renault series, they're in their box for about 2 seconds. Not a lot of time when they come in.
Nice, quick, tidy pit stops.
Yeah. Now, we talked about the top three really not having much on the podium, not much of a battle. We go to P4 right now. This is Kessler, Reed, and Holstein. Reed has worked his way up to 5th, and now seeing if he can maybe get Kessler.
Oh, Yannick Niehaus is under attack. Alain Philippe, Andre, they're side by side, almost making contact there. Heading up through Coppice side by side. Oh, Niehaus has got to get out of it.
Oh, they're on the gas, and my goodness, they have. That's another driver up in front. That's Andre in the lead there.
Ty McLeod gets ahead of Niehaus right there. Niehaus has to give up all that real estate. Down into the hairpin.
Yep. Third as they go. Now, this is 11. Niehaus trying to peek in, and he turns him. That's Niehaus and McLeod get together.
Oh, boy. McLeod probably not going to be happy about that.
Now, I used the word turned him loosely. He could have had his nose chopped off. It's hard to say, my goodness, though. Not sure how much presentation Niehaus had on that one.
McLeod is okay. The car is not damaged, Suit. Thinking maybe the pride is just a bit.
Kessler has decided to come in. Remember, he was running up there in 4th. He is in and out, and he has come out ahead of Tkach. Kessler's out 0.8 of a second ahead of Christian Tkach, so it's a battle we have to keep an eye on. Kessler running in 13th right now. And let's look at this, because he's in a pinata full of bees right now. He's got cars ahead of him that have not pitted. Daniel Morris, Kmart, Knut Martinson ahead of him, and then Ty McLeod, who just got turned around back on the track. This is a battle for 10th. Really exciting going back here. And there's a pass going on behind him. They go side by side into the chicane. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, indeed.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious sakes alive. The action here is tremendous. Kessler, the leader of all the cars who have pitted.
Oh, Morris pulls off. Morris peels off into the pit.
That's probably the best thing to happen there. He was in that battle, and it really wasn't a battle because he wasn't on the same pit strategy.
Oh, Ty McLeod is off. McLeod is off.
Again.
Coming out of turn 1.
Slams his left rear into I think that's going to hurt the suspension. He's lost his nose, and I can't imagine that the left front's going to be feeling good either.
That's trouble. That is trouble.
The car got loose on him, and he was going to the right, then he overcorrected. But one more time on board with McLeod.
Yeah, he just got out over the curb there, Soup, and wasn't able to recover from it. Not much he can do. He noses in there into that barrier, and that hurts.
We can announce that Niehaus has just, that we'll go with Gunnar Niehaus, our leader, has just put Jake Sperry a lap down now. As we start to get to the point, it's hard to say if Sperry has pitted yet, so we really won't know if these are officially going a lap down or Sperry's going to get that back. If I can find Jake out there. Have Jake, have you made your
Jake
stop?
has not. Yeah, Jake hasn't taken a pit yet, so.
And why you want to say why that is so important, because if you're new to the AOR Formula Renault Championship here, staying on the lead lap is very important because they invert all the cars on the lead lap. If you are last to finish on the lead lap, you'll be on the pole when we go to the sprint race. And look at this, we have somebody missed their... That's Bruno Dometer. My goodness, not only did he miss, I'm surprised he didn't get a black flag for that one. Yeah, the iRacing are only going to let you back up so far, and I think he is done.
Oops.
Not sure where he thought his house was, but it is St. Patrick's Day, so maybe that attributes it to...
Okay, the leader is in. Gunnar Niedenhouse is in the pit suit.
This will be fast. This will be very fast coming in here. He finds his box a little easier. Newton behind him. Thanks, Sean. And look how fast. Usually we don't like to stay on the pit stops because it's kind of boring. There's nothing really to watch. But here at the AOR, these Formula knows they come in and they are out. So the Commentators Union makes us put the camera on the leader, and that would be Christian Koch right now. 9 seconds up on Holstein.
Yeah, and Holstein was in fourth, cycles up to second, gets out just in front of Gunnar Niedenhouse. That's how far Gunnar had opened it up on fourth place.
Yeah, in fact, Gunnar Niedenhouse came in front of Reed. Remember, Reed was in that battle with Holstein. He cycles in there. Reed is yet to make his pit stop. Gunnar having his way of it today. Director, can we go to Gunnar real quick and put up what team he's racing for? We're going to do a better job of talking about what teams we are on here. Carbon Racing, that's a new team. The director says Carbon has been around. I don't remember them racing last season. And well, the Niedenhouse brothers have teamed together now. So Carbon having a pretty good run with Yannick also doing well.
Yeah, Yannick having a good run so far. I mean, he's holding station right now, but most importantly, it's kept the car out of trouble, Sue.
It's going to be hard to find when it comes to the team champions. There are a few that have loaded up with 2 top-tier drivers, but for the most part, you have one A driver, and then you want to get some points chipped in from your partner. And that's certainly what the Niedenhouse brothers have in mind. And especially, Sean, you'll find out when we go to the sprint race, we'll get to see some of these guys. There's a great chance to contribute to your team. If you can just stay on that lead lap, get up front, and chip up some points that way. We're looking at a battle for P8 right now. This is between Kmart, Knut Martinsen, side by side with Christian to catch.
It looks like Christian's going to hold him off right now.
Yeah. Now remember, to catch has made that stop already, so...
To catch off into the grass there. Coming back up the hill, got to manage the right-hander. Wow, what a recovery there by to catch.
Martinsen behind him, but Kmart still needs to stop. And also back there, that's Kessler. Now remember, Kessler has made that stop as well, so these guys are running about... They're third and fourth of all the cars who have pitted so far. The guys who have pitted right now that are leading, Niedenhouse and Newton.
Kessler right up alongside there on Martin House. In the Melbourne hairpin. Inside, gets a nice run out. Give the position to Kessler.
There we go. And that's really not for position because Martinsen has to come in. So that's... And Kmart's an experienced driver. He knows what's going on. Better just to get that out of the way.
He could do it there. There he goes.
Meanwhile, Koch remains out in front. Holstein running in second. Top 2 drivers yet to visit their box for fuel.
And battle. I do have a good battle here. Well, it's not really for position, I guess, because we've got one of them, Salta Lamachia. And Evan Emre.
Yeah, that's good out there. That's Emre out in front, running in 11th right now, Saltelemakia.
Right, Emre's got that pit stop taken care of already. Now, Emre pitted early, Soup.
He did. We'll keep an eye on him. He's sneaky that way. He's running back there as far as drivers he's trying to catch up to. He's the next one behind Kessler that have made a stop. I'm telling you, Sean, I know we struggle sometimes to commentate, but right now we got to pat ourselves on the back. I've been watching some real-world racing now that the racing season has opened up again. Oh, we just had a driver disappear. We think it was the little brother Nienhouse. Did he make contact? Did he just pick up an incident? Oh, he did. And then poof.
Wow.
We saw that on screen.
He'd already hit that 17X limit. Wow, Soup.
My gosh. Well, we talked about the Nienhouse brothers having a good race. Not only does he get disqualified, he loses any chance of finishing on the lead lap for the sprint race inversion. Battle for P2. Now this is Holstein and Gunner. This is really kind of a misleading battle because Holstein needs to pull off here any second. Nienhouse still out there leading.
Oh, Soup. Imre is off the track.
Oh, he sure
he
is.
hit the
Not only
barrier
is he
hard.
off, he is off and he slaps it in hard.
Yeah, out of Hollywood. I think he was trying to avoid somebody. Let's see.
There was a slower car. I haven't seen it. Maybe you can pick it up. There was a slower car on the inside. Are you able to see who that was, Sean?
Try to pick it up now, Soup. Yeah, that was the 101. Jake Sperry actually was slow there.
Kind of and kind of a weird place to be going slow. Yeah, Sperry, I think, trying to get out of the way, but you preferably like to get out of the way, not on the racing line. And I think that's what caught Kessler by surprise. Okay, Koch, our leader, in and out. And he files into third now, behind Holstein. So there's Nienhouse now. Nienhouse has got around Christoph Holstein again. Remember, Holstein needs to make that stop. So does Phil Reed. No, I apologize. Reed has made a stop. Holstein, the last driver now to come in.
Wow, Robert Plumley was running 16th. He was just off there in Goddard, so the last turn. Lots of craziness going on there right now.
I apologize. Sarah Dove has not come in yet as well. She's currently running in 10th position. Just to finish my thought as I was going to compliment our coverage, what we'd like to do here as GSRC is follow the pit cycle all the way through. We like to tell you who's pitted, where they are, so you can get an idea of actually what's going on. The same thing you would do if you were watching the race live. Go ahead, Sean.
Holstein's in. Holstein is in.
Now I expect him. Reed has made his way around Goddard's right now. I think he's probably going to get Holstein. Holstein rolling. This is going to be interesting. Reed's going to get him. Holstein is going to cycle out. Looks like, let's call it 5th position. Reed in 4th. And I guess it'll be Newton in 3rd. Koch, and then Nienhouse. I think we got that running down your top 5 in reverse order.
All right.
And there it is. Look at that. Scott Newton from 3rd position has just put it in the sand. He didn't hit anything. He's got it back out.
Car just, you know what, Soup? I think he was maybe a little too fast on entry and had to try and catch himself there with the brake, and car got really, really squirrely.
And he didn't have, when we look at the battle, he didn't lose a position, but the guy who came up behind him was, oh my gosh, it is Phil Reed. Reed has, if you were looking for excitement, it's Phil Reed today.
Yeah, Phil wants that spot, wants it now. Hey, while all that was going on, Sarah Dove was the last of the holdouts. She came in, got that pit stop back underway, cycles out in 17th.
21 drivers able to do their pit stops and remain on the lead lap, the last one being Vittorio Saltalamacchia running in 21st position. At least for the time being, he's got Gunnar Nienhouse running him down, and with 8.5 minutes still to race, I think it'll be a tall order for Vittorio to stay out in front right now.
Oh, Oliver Elliott spins right in front of them.
Luckily, yes, right in front of now. That was right in front of the P3 battle. Right in front of Newton, right in front of Jake Reed, or Phil Reed.
Yeah, Oliver Elliott just spins it around there out of turn 1. We've seen so much trouble there today, Soup.
Oh man, being around Phil Reed is like golfing in a thunderstorm. I mean, if bad thing is going to happen, seems like it's going to happen around Phil Reed right now. Scott Newton's got to be worried that he's going to be caught up in some incident that Phil Reed is magnetic. Best battle on the track right now. The battle for third between newcomer Scott Newton. Honestly, not sure if he raced at all last season. A few races. But of course, Phil Reed, the veteran, is a champion. 4 champions coming back this year. We'll stay on this battle. When we get a chance, Sean, we'll watch this for a minute as we can this battle.
Yeah, Sarah Dove finally gives up position to Manuel Hoyer, who was trying to pick her up there. That was 17th. Hoyer up to 17th. Sarah just coming out of that pit stop, getting the heat back into the tires suit.
Now we're going to look at P5. This is Holstein. This is a battle here. Holstein being, and there's another guy, Christian Tkach, trying to make up for an earlier mistake. Tkach qualified 5th, is running in 6th right now. Would like to at least get that spot back. So you have Holstein being challenged by Tkach. You have Newton being challenged by Reed. We'll try to watch all these things. Be nice if the drivers could coordinate their passes so we could cover them all live. 20 drivers now on the lead lap. We don't need to go there. Alexander Valdo, the last one. Not sure how long he's going to hold up. Nienhuis is fairly close. We'll stay on the battle that's on screen. Look at this. This is Reed being challenged by Holstein. And now we talked about the battle. Here we go. We behind him. As we're looking at Reed making the move on the outside. Not going to get it done. He does a little over-under.
Newton runs off.
Newton runs off. Now we'll see if we can pick up what's going on behind him. We'll go back and we'll catch to catch on the replay. Honestly, our director catching both of these things, using one eye on one battle, one eye on the other. As we watch here is to catch. The car just gets around on him. I don't think he's going to lose position. He gets it, does a donut.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, Newton really loses a lot there. Holstein actually also gets around him too.
So how that sets up now, yeah, Newton has fallen back to 5th. So we run down, of course you have Reed now who's made his way up to 3rd. And again, we talked about it. There was more incidents there from Reed. So Reed running in 3rd position. Holstein behind him now. Oh, here comes Holstein. Looking on the inside as they work down. Now they're coming down into Goddard's here. This is the left-hand hairpin that they're going to set up back on. Now watch, there's time you can actually make a pass. If you get a good run off with Goddard's, there is time. You can actually get something done to the start-finish line.
Yeah, it's downhill, and if you hit that groove just right, you can get really good power off. But that's the challenge there, honestly, because the car really wants to brake on you as soon as you get back on the throttle, getting off.
I've done a lot of research here. I've seen battles as they go through the S's, they go side by side through the S's, they hold it all the way down into the Melbourne hairpin, then down into Goddard's. They can be side by side to the drag race to the start-finish line. So we're looking at Newton and Kessler.
Newton, he's trying. Newton is trying to take that position away from Holstein. Holstein doing a pretty good job of holding him off here so far.
We can say that Phil Reed now has a pretty comfortable lead in 3rd. We don't need to go there, but there is the battle the battle for 4th between Holstein and Newton. And then the one we're watching right now, Holstein and Newton. And then I think the one settled down, Kessler's all by himself now after that to catch spin. Sarah Dove now sitting in, nesting in the final spot of the lead lap. And she might have a shot at this one. She's got, with 2.5 minutes to go, she's got a pretty good gap over Nienhuis. We'll watch this one. Sarah Dove, that makes a big difference, Sean. That's a difference of starting 18th or on the pole.
Right, yeah, no, absolutely, Sue.
Stephen Chambers running in 17th. He feels pretty comfortable that he's going to be in a good spot for the... I don't think Nienhuis is going to get to him. He's looking at a front row start. We look at this P4 battle. Here it is again. This is Holstein continues to be challenged by Newton. Newton was fast. Remember, Newton qualified 4th. Holstein qualified 8th. Newton has the pace. It's a matter if he can get around Holstein.
Yeah, pace has been fine. It's just finding the right opportunity to get around, and that's what Newton has not been able to figure out yet. But he gets a really nice run there out of Fogarty. They're going to look to try and maybe make a move here in the hairpin.
Here it is. Now, if he can hang here, he can get a runoff and get a chance to be on the preferred position as they go into Goddard. Oh my goodness! Up there, weaving in front was Holstein, weaving like a loom.
And they got Jake Sperry right in front of them. They got to get around him. Jake pulls off to the inside, gets out of the way.
Great battle with 1.5 minutes to go. This is Holstein. That car is hard to pass as a $3 bill. Right now, looking on the outside is Newton. We'll stay on this one. We will follow the leader as he comes across the start-finish line. But right now, your best battle is this spot for 4th position. Oh, he gets a little... I think that's going to be all she wrote. I don't think he's going to lose the spot, but Newton gets loose.
He cooked him there.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if he's going to have time to get back in as they work into McLean.
Well, we'll see here if the right-hander... he's still got some tires, still gets it off in the dirt just a bit, Newton does.
Your leader has made his way through Melbourne hairpin right now. This is going to be for the white flag as he goes around Goddard. Goes 12. He's going to come across the start-finish line right now. He's got a 10-second lead over Christian Koch. And he comes across, and we can watch to see as he's... Kessler has had an incident.
Oh, and he spins out of Fogarty. Oh, no. Kessler loses it. Too much curb. The car gets around.
He's going to surrender position to catch, but I think that's it.
No, Andre's going to get him.
Andre gets him as well.
Well, not yet.
Alain Philippe, they are...
Kessler hanging on. Got to keep it tight here on the inside, getting through Goddard's. Kessler going to try and drag race, and Kessler's going to get it. Oh, man. Give that to Kessler just barely. Now, this is the last lap for them. I'm sorry. They're still battling. My bad.
That's okay. You're fine.
Oh, Andre's right up next to him. Almost made contact.
You can stay on it. The leader's just getting into 11. Stay on it for a little while longer.
Okay. Andre got the position now, though. Kessler back on the tack as they head downhill.
Okay, I'm going to take it away. Let's go to our leader. He's going into Goddard's right now. The good news for Sarah Dove, I think she's going to be the last car on the lead lap. But let's give the feature race win, round number 1. Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship goes to Gunnar Nienhuis for Season 5. Christian Koch's going to get second. Phil Reed looks comfortable in third ahead of Holstein.
Oh, Kessler trying to make the move on Andre now.
Let's go there.
Heading down to the hairpin, the Melbourne hairpin. Kessler on the inside. Oh, Kessler gets a little loose, but he still gets on the power. Andre going to try and slip up on the inside here. Now goes to the outside. Andre not in good position there to take this away. Oh, man, Kessler's going to just get a better run off of the last turn.
What a great battle. Kessler does not lose that spot after that spin. He does not. He loses one spot to catch, but does not lose the other one to Alain Philippe Andre. Nice job.
Yeah, they had a good little battle there at the end. That was fun.
See if we can pick up any more. Martinson's going to come across in, looks like 11th position. See if there's any other battles on the track. Nope, they're all coming across.
Yeah,
Plumley
Hoyer
gets 16th. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Hoyer. I'm sorry, Soup Hoyer and Plumley were trying to battle it out there, and Hoyer gets across just in front of Plumley.
And Little Bird, Sarah Dove, 18th spot. She's going to be on the pole for the sprint race. She's going to be excited about that. She scores points in this one, and she'll have a chance to add some more. Sean, what we're going to do right now, we'll run down the entire standings here. We'll take them 10 at a time. Your winner, Gunnar Nienhaus. Christian Koch, your second place driver. Phil Reed, Mr. Excitement, the whole race, gets third. Christoph Holstein and Scott Newton round out your top five. Christian Ketch had some problems, but he made it back. In fact, almost everyone had some problems. Patrick Kessler, Alain Philippe Andre in the 8th position. Adam Tierney and the milkman, Andy Cowie, in 10th. Sean?
All right, 11th is going to go to Newt Martinson. 12th, going to be, Evan Imre. 13th, Ty McLeod. Darren Potter going to finish 14th. Manuel Hoyer, 15th. Robert Plumley, 16th today. Stevie Chambers, 17th. Sarah Dove getting that important 18th position there. Alexander Waldo going to be that first car a lap down. Soup 19th. And Arca Lidstrom, 20th.
Yeah, Waldo and Linkson are going to be starting at the back, along with Luke Wright, Ben Scott, and Gabriel Wood. These guys were all one lap down. 24th position, 2 laps down, Daniel Morris. Jake Sparry, I believe, said he was disqualified with the last corner to go. He's going to finish 3 laps down. Oliver Elliott. Victorio Sautalamakia in 5 laps down in 27th. Yannick Nienhaus, he got to the incident cap early, 28th spot. Bruno Dometer and Mark Forte, 29th and 30th. Oh, a driver who had big potential. These last 3 drivers,
yeah.
Michael Mittner, Lawrence Sudden Strike to Reich, and Kerry Nolden, 31st, 32nd, and 33rd, all qualified inside the top 7. Oh, well, there you have it. What do you think, Sean? You have a good time?
Yeah, I had a blast. Yeah, I can't wait to do this sprint. It's going to be flat out, and we don't have to worry about any pit stops. So, yeah, they'll be digging for all of it, I'm sure.
Okay, we have. We're going to talk into one of our own here. We're going to, first of all, bring in Jake Sperry. You had a little bit of excitement there. I heard you yell a little bit. Did you get DQ'd at the end?
Well, I got about half a lap from the end, and 17 incidents. Didn't expect to come away finishing the race, but when you're half a lap from the end, it's the most disappointing feeling in the world that you get. So you yell and you let out a bit of emotion. So you say, and we all need characters here in this league. And I look at myself and think that maybe I'm one of them.
There you go. Well, how did first race in under the belt? It's good that you got in. I know you're a substitute driver, but it looked like we had a few openings, so that was nice. Did you have some practice for this one?
I've put in all the practice all week, and knowing that just how difficult it was, I was really worried I couldn't turn about 5 laps without knocking an instant or spinning the car or finding a barrier or what hell have you. I've put in about 6.5 hours today, and it was starting to show midway through the race on my right hand cycling that turning became a little bit more difficult. But it's difficult out there, and for those of the people who are watching this thinking first time, how difficult is it, how hard can it be, it really is here as I'm trying to tick my boxes. I mean, you look at it today, I was trying to get around traffic here, traffic there. I was trying to let everyone through here, there, under the sun. Ended up in an incident with Adam, which I apologize for lack of miscommunication, but it's crazy, and nothing really prepares you for a 40-minute event like this, and knowing there's still one more to go. I just hope that I can maybe get something out of that, but I know that half of nothing was still going to be nothing wherever I finished.
All right, well, good luck to you. You're starting at the back. Careful with those cold tires from the starting grid, and see if you can bring it home in the sprint race.
I'll try to, Soup. Don't worry about it.
Jake Sparry, good to talk to him. Need some instructions from the director. We want to talk to... Let's go ahead. We'll talk to Scott Newton. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, we caught up with Scott Newton. Scott, boy, I'll tell you what, pretty good run there from all the way down under there in Australia. You finished 5th. Started 4th, but still overall, you got to be pretty happy with the result there.
Hey, gents. Yeah, definitely. Especially considering the ping issues that I have being on a European server. But yeah, at the start of the race, so I think I was just mainly settling in P4 at the time. Then I saw Michael and Phil get together, or I think Phil ran a little bit wide at turn 1, and then Michael had to avoid. So yeah, just till the first pit stop in second place, and then just pinching the brakes here and there, and ended up costing me the second place. But just a lack of consistency at the end kind of hindered me and made me fall back to 5th place.
Yeah, it looked like you might have had something there for Holstein, and then that one last critical mistake just seemed like it cost you that spot. But still a great race. Now, talk a little bit to me though about what we've got coming up here with the sprint race. What's the strategy from having to fight back from basically what it's going to be about middle of the field?
Pretty much go hard or go home. 25-minute sprint race, no pit stop. So just trying to gain as many positions as possible to maximise the overall points for the weekend.
Well, hey Scott, congratulations. We'll let you get ready for the next event here, and we wish you the best. Maybe we'll see you back here on the podium.
No worries. Cheers, fellas.
All right, and cheers to Scott Newton coming all the way from Australia to get in this event today and having a good run there. And a little bit of a mistake there late cost him, but again, top 5, got to be happy with that, Sue.
Let's go ahead and bring in Phil Reed right now. He had a great race. He was Mr. Excitement. Sean, I'm going to do a little work over here. Let you talk to Phil as well.
Phil, welcome to the podium, sir. 3rd place, right where you started there. Got to be excited to start the season off with such a good result.
Very happy. It's much better than it was last season where I was crashed out on turn 1. But not a super easy race. Spun out on lap 6 or 7, something like that. Dropped to 8th, so I had to fight my way back up to 3rd. Great result.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about that fight, because so we made a big point of that when you had your little incident there, and you had to fight back to get that. What was it like getting back through the traffic?
Obviously at first it was a little frustrating that I'd had to spin, but then I sort of was like, right, set it down, get going, try as hard as you can to fight past, and I know I had good pace, and I caught up to the guys quite quickly, and then I started trying to make moves here and there, and then luckily people started pitting ahead of me, so I didn't have to try and fight too hard against some people, because they sort of wanted to pit early to try and jump, and because of that I sort of had some clean air for a bit. I then had a second spin later on, a smaller one, but so that put me back a little bit, but then I fight back again, and in the end, it was tough. I had to keep it on the track because I was quite high on the incident count, so I didn't want to get any half points or anything. So but I just got it just about clean.
It's real easy to get a 1X here. You get those tires off just a little bit left or right of center there, and you're toast.
Yeah, I got quite a few at the, I think it's the old hairpin.
The old hairpin. The McLean gets me, and so does Coppice. So I hear you. Listen, Phil, great battle there. Now, what's your expectation here? You're obviously going to have to fight through a lot more traffic to get this race started. You've only got 25 minutes to try and get back to the podium.
Yeah, that's true. I've done it once before in Donington. I had quite a decent race after having a really poor qualifying, starting something like 30th, and I ended up getting to the top 6, something like that. So hopefully something like that can happen again. But I mean, the guys so quick here, some of them, and it's going to be a lot of stuff. So I don't anticipate it going supreme, but I hope so, because it would be one of my stronger results in the Formula Renault so far if it happens.
Done any real world racing at Donington?
No, I can't say I have. But there are some people pressuring me to go to one of the BTCC events. So that's about as much as I can say about Donington. I know it exists.
You need to get out there, Phil. You need to get out there. All right. Well, hey, congratulations. We'll hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again, buddy.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Welcome to the comms.
Thanks, Phil. I appreciate it, man. All right, that was Phil Reed there, Soup. 3rd place finish. Not a bad way to start things today.
An exciting race for him indeed. Okay, Look, now that's going to do it right now for the feature race, but don't go far. We're going to take a short break, get everything set up. We'll be back in just a little bit to bring you 25 minutes sprint race where they're going to invert the field. It's going to be exciting. If you're a fan of Sarah Dove, you don't want to miss this. She'll be starting on the pole. This is the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, round number 1 from Donington. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. Round number 1 from Donington. It's a doubleheader event. We've had the feature race. Now we are ready for the 25-minute sprint with the inverted grid. Now, for the feature, they get a little bigger points than they get for the sprint race. We can take a quick look at that so you can see what the drivers are actually racing for. You can see that if you win the sprint race, you're going to get yourself 32 points compared to 20 if you're the winner over here. And the points go all the way down to 20th position in the feature race. They only go to 16th here in the sprint race. So they don't get quite as much, but it's a great opportunity, Sean, for drivers that had a bad race the first time out to make up some points, but you have to finish on the lead lap. It's not going to help those guys, those top runners that crashed out early. They're going to still have to start from the back.
Yeah, they are. Drivers like Michael Mittner, the newcomer who was showing really good pace there early. Yeah. This is a good chance for him to rebound. Let's see what kind of pace he can have and maybe pick up some positions, work his way through the field, take advantage of some opportunities ahead of him. We saw a lot of trouble in turn 1. Red Gate is, let's face it, it's been red death for a lot of drivers there today. And, we're going to have to restart it. Now, we got a great start to the race, but as the race developed, in turn 1 is very, very tricky here, Soup. It's not as fast a right-hander as you'd like to be. You really have to get down on speed, get the car to turn really tight there because the runoff, as we've seen, a lot of cars run off to the left. If you go too far through that runoff, you'll hit that barrier off to the left and really damage your machine.
Honestly, we didn't see many. Well, first of all, they avoided the big one, which is always something they're worried about. Of course, knock on for Micah here, as they still have one start to get done still yet. They were able to get through the feature race. What happens here, Sean, on the sprint races is usually the cars start to stretch out because the faster cars are in front, the slower cars are behind. That's the usual technique. In these sprint races with the faster cars behind, the pack stays tighter as the faster cars go through. We have seen drivers, though, work their way from the very back to get wins back here. So like you talked about Mittner, even though he's not going to get the advantage of starting with a good inverted grid, he still can make up some points, certainly fast enough. He'll be back starting close to where the leaders are going to finish up.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get this thing started, which we're about to do here in just 10 seconds, Soup. This is going to be a great race, and it's Katie bar the door, man. Let's go for it.
And, of course, we're looking forward to a fan favorite, Sarah Dove, to be sitting on the pole. I think, if I remember right, if I can check my notes, well, maybe we'll wait for the grid to come up and make it official, but I believe she is going to be sitting inside of the Flying V, Stephen... There we go. We have it right now as we get our polls coming up right now. Sure enough, Stephen Chambers. I have that right. So let's go ahead and run through the grid real quick because we don't have much time. On the poll, Sarah Dove, inside of the Flying V, Stephen Chambers. Robert Sugar Plumley, Manuel Hoyer make up round 2. Watch out for Hoyer. He'll be good. Darren, the Magic Wand Potter, and Ty McLeod, row 3. Evan R.T. Emre and Knut Martinson came out in 8th position. The Milkman, Andy Cower, in 5th, and Adam Tierney in the 10th spot.
All right, 11th, going to go to Alain Philippe Andre. Patrick Kessler going to start 12th. Row 7, Christian Takis and Scott Newton. All right, then you're going to have to go to 15th. It's going to be Christopher Holstein and Phil Reed. They're in 16th. 17th, Christian Koch. 18th, Gunnar Neuenhaus. 19th, Alexander Waldo. And 20th, Urka Lindstrom.
Waldo and Lindstrom a lap down, so they're at the very back. Finishing it out, Luke White, Ben Scott, Gabriel Wood, Daniel Morris, Jake Sperry, Oliver Elliott. Then we get to Yannick Nienhaus, a guy to keep an eye on, Bruno Demitier, Mark Forte, then the big names, Michael Mittner, Lawrence Sudden Strike to Reich, and Kerry Nolden. All right, the engines start to harmonize. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows. The horses are out of the barn, and Sarah Dove leaves them down into the first corner. You can see that Sarah's able to hold on to that lead out in front. Chambers drops into second. Plumley's going to be third. We have a spin behind us.
Yeah, Adam Tierney gets off. Oh, boy. It does not damage the car. Tierney back up under power. Daniel Morris had slipped off the track, too.
Oh, we have a big accident behind. We'll go ahead. We'll stay on the act. We look at there. Oh, my goodness. We are looking at it live. Cars going everywhere. It's an octopus trying to put on his socks. You can't tell what's going on as things are wild and crazy. We watch from on top right now. We will give you some names to this one, the best that we can. It happened in the back. We'll see how many big names were involved in that one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think it started with Holstein and Newton is where it started, Soup, and we're going to try and look at it here on the replay.
And Newton, Holstein, Reed was off in the grass. Lindstrom was involved. Baldo. I think Gunnar Nienhaus had some contact as well. A lot of the big names. We'll see how many of these guys survive. I think Patrick Kessler is okay. The first big name I see, Ty McLeod, got through as well. We'll see how things shake out as we watch now. We're looking back.
Boy.
Kessler running in 11th.
That put a lot of them in the pit. Christian Koch, Holstein, Dometer.
Yeah, we're a lot of big names there. Sean, I'll go ahead and check that out. I'm going to watch up front there while we're looking there. Plumley running in third. Right now, your leader, and she's going to lead the first time around. That is Sarah Dove running out in front. She's got herself about a 1 second lead over the Flying V, Stephen Chambers. Robert Plumley in third. Evan Emre and Knut Martinson round out your top five, and they are nicely gapped right now. Looking to see the first of the big name. Tkach is still out there. He's running in 8th right now. Kessler running in 9th.
Yeah, Kessler almost gets a piece of Tkach there, actually. They're heading through Coppice now.
Yeah, and that's a nice battle. This is a battle for 8th. Tkach started in 13th position, up 5 spot. Kessler started in 12th, up a few. Tkach has already got around Kessler, and now he's trying to work on the Alain Felipe Andre. This is a battle for 7th. Another incident, I think Luke White has looped it around, but he was running back in 26. We don't need to cover that one. Sarah Dove out in front still. A 1 second lead over Chambers, but now we're looking at the battle for P2. This is Plumley. Here comes Emery. Emery's going to get the move, going to get the jump in here as they work their way.
Trying to get around Stevie Chambers.
Yeah.
Little Stevie trying to hold him off.
Running in second position. Now this is Plumley back there fighting for that, and Emery, a great battle for second right now.
I love the paint job on Stevie's car there. Nice and bright. You can see it, Soup. Emre on the attack, riding on board with him.
There he goes. He's trying to peek on the outside. Careful, boy. He's going to lose momentum. He's going to have to sacrifice the spot to Plumley. Plumley's going to get that, and I think might cost him a little bit more as the Milkman trying to make a move now back there, running in 6th position.
Emre boy, Stevie's going to break and let Emre get by as they head for Fogarty.
This 5-car battle for second. Emery out in front. Now that's Chambers on the outside, coming in, trying to duck in, and they get loose. And Sarah spun in front of them. Sarah, she's still racing though. She's still out there. It's like, wait, she's gone. She disappeared. Nope, she's back. I show her still. She's back for me, still running in first position. Okay, here we go. Now.
Wow, what a mess. Oh, we've got more of them getting off in Goddard right now. It was Patrick Kessler. Just all kinds of things going on right now.
Yeah, this is the nature of the sprint race. Right now, let's look at 5th position. Not much going on in front here. This is Knut Martins and Kmart trying to fend off Christian Tkach. I think Tkach has visions of winning this thing. He's got 20 minutes to get it done. And here he goes. He makes the move on the inside of Kmart. Kmart's going to let him have it, but now the preferred vision, they're spinning out in front, getting loose in front of him is Andre. Andre saves it, but then he gets into the back of him was Ty McLeod. McLeod could not check up in time. Andre gets punted in the rear, and now he's under attack by Gunnar Nienhaus. We're going to go on board with the replay of McLeod as he runs up on the back of the French driver. And we got a report that Gunnar Nienhaus is making his way up now. He's going to move up into 6th position. Look at this, as we're seeing back live. Now, here we are back live. Nienhaus managed to avoid all that first lap chaos. He was able to get through. He is running in 6th position. He's got Martinson in front of him. Go ahead, Sean.
More action in the hairpin on screen. It's Philippe Andre. And now Gunnar Nienhaus in this mix, looking to the inside. Soup, it's just a man. Oh, and he's around. Philippe Andre is around, and he hits Kerry Nolden, who was trying to get through there. Nolden, who's up 24 spots, Soup.
Nolden was on the inside, and when Andre got loose, it just came right into Nolden. I don't know how much damage Kerry has picked up. We're going to go up to P. Looking at this battle for P3 right now, this is Chambers, who's still alive.
Oh,
after
Stevie lost it.
He lost it. He was next to catch. And now we go to Knut Martinson, who's now running in 3rd position. Oh, we're looking at an onboard from Knut. Here we go.
Onboard with Knut. You'll see them get together just in front of him. Knut's got to get through there. Just
Blitz
barely.
the middle. Nice job. So what that means is Knut Martinson has moved up to 3rd. You know, that puts Tketch back to 6th after that contact. Chambers is nowhere to be found. I guess his day is done. He's running in 12th. And the driver who has missed all of this excitement as Sarah Dove, as she's been leading for the first 8 minutes. She's got herself a 7-second lead over Robert Plumley. Martinson back there running in 3rd right now, but here they come. Sean, it didn't take them long to get there. 4th position, the winner of the feature race, Gunnar Nienhaus. And we talked about Michael Mittner. Look where he is.
Yeah, I know. Mittner up 25 spots, Soup. He has already climbed his way up into the top 5. Has great pace right now. But Nienhaus and Knut Martinson really putting on a show up in front of him here. And it looks like Gunnar going to try and make the move here. Going to work on him. Trying to set him up, Soup.
We come now. They're going to be heading into 7. That's McLean. This is going to be the right-hander. And Knut does a good job. He's just racing his lines. He's going to make Gunnar work for it. Gunnar took a peek at the inside through Coppice, but that's not going to happen. Now full throttle down Sharkey straight as they go towards the S's. Which side you going to take, Knut? You going to protect the right or the left? He's going to get bumped in there. He's going to kind of get a little bit of a shove from Nienhaus, and that's going to allow Mittner now to get into the battle.
Here comes Mittner.
We're going to stay on this a bit longer because this is the battles. They work through the Melbourne hairpin right now. A good drive off from Martinson. Nienhaus looking for a way around Martinson while still trying to defend Mittner, who is very fast. Remember, Mittner qualified 2nd for the feature race. A good drive off of Goddard's now. Look at what Martinson is going to do as they go into Redgate. He drifts over to the left. He's not going to take a defensive line. That's going to allow Gunnar Nienhaus to get on the inside. They go side by side. Do they touch? No. It looks like Nienhaus is going to get that position, and now Martinson is going to lose momentum as well. That's going to let Mittner go ahead and move up into 3rd spot. Mittner has visions of taking 2nd from Nienhaus. Nienhaus gets it settled down, and now Nienhaus running in 3rd. Sorry, let me get this right. Nienhaus in 3rd, Mittner in 4th. I forgot that up in front of these guys, it's Robert Sugar Plumley and Sarah Dove.
Amazing, Soup. Nienhaus really does not want to give that position away. Mittner, after the luck he had in the first race, trying to put his stamp on this one. I'd say he already has, moving up 26 spots, to be honest with you. But as the time winds down here, we're just about to that 15-minute mark. Mittner got plenty of time here to make a move on Nienhaus. It's Plumley and Sarah Dove that have gotten away from the rest of this field.
I'm a little bit worried because on my screen, Sarah Dove is blinking a little bit. She misses the apex going through Melbourne. That's going to open it up, I think, for Plumley. In fact, Dove, am I looking at this? Plumley has taken the lead. Dove has dropped back into 2nd.
Out of Goddard's, Plumley gets the lead here from Dove.
So now we pick it up. Dove, she was doing a good job. She was well in front. It's still a 0.6 of a second. I think the pace, assuming all things are equal, assuming that Dove has a good internet connection, I think she has the pace to hang with Plumley. Unfortunately, though, we'll give you this interval, 2.2 seconds from Dove back to Nienhaus.
Well, Dove's got some work to do now. Gonna get back, roll her sleeves up and get back to work here and try and catch Plumley. Got off to such a great start. I think she can gather it back up.
Now, let's look here because something has happened to Mittner. We're going to see if we can find him. Remember, Mittner had gotten around Martinson, but now he's nowhere to be found. We're going to see if we can find it. A turn one incident, as our director has found it too much curve, and Mittner has spun.
Yeah, it looks like
right on
the
board
old
with him right now.
hairpin
Yeah.
there. And just a little bit too much curve might be the culprit here. And yeah, again, you get a little too far left to center or a little too right of center, and it can be trouble. You've got to get out of the throttle. If you stay in it at all, you're toast.
Well, he's got 12 minutes to make up for it. He didn't hit anything.
Dove making a move. There on Gunnar, Gunnar Niehaus trying to make a move on Dove. My bad, guys, getting out of Goddard.
Now going into Redgate, we'll see if Sarah takes a defensive line. No, she just races her line again, but she misses that apex. That was the corner that cost her before, and that's going to cost her the spot right there. So that means that Niehaus now moves up to second. It's about a 1.5 second lead from Plumley to Niehaus.
Yeah, turn one, just not your friend today.
Niehaus back there now with nothing between him and the lead. The hounds are after the hare, and it won't be long till the chef is cooking up the Hoffenpfeffer. Right now, as I think Plumley is going to be run down pretty quick. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry, Mittner is battling for fifth, gets it away there from Hoyer.
So move him back up to fifth. Now he's got about 2.5 seconds to get to Kmart, who's running in fourth position. Mittner still has plenty of time to get that job done. Let's go back now to P8, this battle. We're looking at, this is the milkman, Andy Cowie, trying to fend off Adam Tierney. These guys are pretty well matched normally. Tierney may be getting the nod here for pace a little bit. Right now, Cowie doing his best to stay out in front as they work their way heading into the Melbourne hairpin. Let's see what Cowie does. He takes a normal line, gets it woed up, makes that sharp right-hander. Again, gets a little bit wide. I think this is going to give Tierney a good run. Again, as there's another hairpin coming as they work into Goddard's. And we think that Mittner has spun.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Mittner.
There it is, right there.
Loses it going down into Goddard's. Coming down the hill there, and I don't know. It's the curb. The curb was the culprit again. Wow.
So he loses a couple more spots, and now that puts him behind the Hoyer-Kessler battle. Is Mittner running in seventh? He's his own worst enemy.
Really is today, yeah.
Now, up in front, we got to go there. Plumley's done his very best to hold off Gunnar Niehaus, but right now Gunnar has the run on him. They work their way through Coppice. A good drive off from Plumley. He's got to try to fend him off for 11 minutes. Niehaus starting to drop back a little bit now. The gap up to 0.6 of a second. Plumley just needs to keep it smooth as blended whiskey. Hit his spots. Make Niehaus do the work.
Got a good battle for 15th going on, Soup. Phil Reed trying to take it away from Evan Imre. Phil moving to the inside. Makes a quick move there coming up the hill, down into the right-hander. Imre does a great job of getting around there. Both of these cars have been in for service, but they are still... They've been in the pit lane, Soup, but you know what? They're still racing. A lot of cars behind the wall right now.
Better go back to the lead here. I think that Niehaus has a run on Sugar Plumley. There come Plumley as they work their way through the old hairpin now. Plumley able to hold him off. Racing like a kidney stone, being hard to pass, but right now Niehaus is all over him. Go through McLean's. Niehaus again looking for somewhere to go as they go down into Coppice. Trying to work the outside. Plumley making that car wide. Niehaus on him like a postage stamp. Now he's got the inside. Is he going to have the drive? They go through Starkey's straight. They're side by side. Niehaus is going to have the preferred position through the S's. Let's see if Starkey leaves him room, or Plumley leaves him room. They do, but no, he's going to be able to close the door. Queen Elsa at her coronation says, close the gates. And Gunner's going to have to try it one more time. Oh, Plumley very wide through the Melbourne hairpin.
You know whose hands this has fallen into, Soup? Sarah Dove back here in that popcorn position. It's fallen right into her hands.
Well, yeah, I thought Sarah was already going to be faster than Plumley. I know that Dove is faster than Plumley when he has to play defensive. Now we have an instant. This is Mittner and Kessler get together. They have synchronized spins.
In Goddard's. We'll watch the replay. I think it was a little contact that led to this. And it was. Mittner gets a little bit of contact there.
A great on board, if we have time, would be to watch it from Tierney. We probably don't have time for that one as the battle is too fast. We got to go back to the lead right now. We have a battle. They are side by side. And my goodness, it is Nienhaus who has got this pass made on Plumley. Plumley trying to fight back. Plumley trying to work really hard, doing a great job. He's got a good run.
Oh, hang it. Oh, and Sarah.
Oh,
Sarah
no.
Plumley. Sarah gets into Plumley, and, oh, wow.
We're going to watch the whole thing from the pass, getting in there as well as the top 4 drivers. That got Martinson as well. That's going to give the lead as we watch the whole thing to Hoyer. Look at this happen here. They are side by side.
Oh, car's still making contact. Nienhaus, Gunnar Nienhaus off the track.
We're looking at this
we're on the replay,
look
guys.
at this as they go in. Now that's on the outside. That's Plumley on the outside. Then Nienhaus gets a little bit loose. They get together. Nowhere for Sarah to Dove. And then also getting in there is Martinson, and scooting right through the middle is your leader. That would be Manuel Hoyer. We're going to try to run down the top 5 for you right now. I believe it is Manuel Hoyer has a 3.3 second lead on Knut Martinson, who's still out there racing. Adam Tierney is running in 3rd position. Sarah Dove, somehow, am I correct? Does she still have that car rolling? Sorry,
Yes.
she does. She's running in 4th right now. The car's jumping around, and then 5th is a battle. Now this is Gunnar Nienhaus. This is Andy Cowie, the milkman. Nienhaus has not given up the ghost. Cowie goes off into the grass. Nienhaus picks up 5th. He's under attack right now from Patrick Kessler.
Here comes Kessler. Going to try and cross over here. Not enough speed there off the turn for Kessler.
I got to think the Gunner's out of ammunition right now after all the contact that he had. Now looking on the inside, this is Mittner, who's still in the hunt. He spun about 7 or 8 times, but now right now Mittner running in 7th position, trying to get around Kessler, watching the whole thing as the milkman in 8th. Nienhaus out in front. He is gaining on Sarah Dove. Dove's car has to be injured as well. As they work into the Melbourne hairpin, Dove goes wide. She's going to let a lot of drivers by. There goes Nienhaus. There goes Kessler. Dove not giving it up, though, as they're going to be side by side going into Goddard's. Dove with a great drive coming up wide exit through Melbourne. She's going to have the preferred spot. Yeah, she let Nienhaus by, but she's not going to do the same for the rest of these guys. Now side by side, Mittner is trying to see if he can get around Kessler. Kessler now has the in-pipe position on Dove as they work their way into Redgate. Dove trying to make the outside line work. She's going to fade. There goes Kessler. There gets the pass made as Mittner. Also getting through is the milkman Andy Cowie. Dove drops back to 8th position. Woo! Go back up front right now because here comes Mittner trying to get on Kessler. Kessler, this is a battle for 5th.
They're wheel banging, Soup.
Oh my
Kessler
gosh.
and Mittner have been wheel banging, and it's Kessler that's got the advantage right now. But the question is, for how long? Not much longer. Only 5.5 minutes left.
5.5 minutes away that between Manuel Hoyer and his win.
Gunnar Nienhaus.
Nienhaus is gone.
out.
He got to the 13X, I believe.
I think you're right. That car just disappeared.
Boy, it's hard to race competitively when you know one little X is going to end your day. So he will get credit for the laps completed. Not sure if he's going to get any points. Remember, it only pays down to 15th. So that means Hoyer out in front. Martinson in 2nd. Tierney actually has a chance to get to Martinson in a little while. 4th position, Kessler. Mittner in 5th. Cowie in 6th. Dove has fallen back to 7th. Kerry Nolden in 8th. Let's go to 9th real quick. A battle here between Ben Scott and Phil Reed. Scott goes off into the dirt. Reed's going to get this spot. Come along, Evan Emre into 10th. Scott's going to drop back to 11th. I hope my cardiologist is not watching me do this one. He's going to up my dose of medicine.
And these two, Imre and Reed, they both been in the pit, Soup. And look at them. They're both up here fighting in the top 10 now.
You gotta love the Apex Online Racing League Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. And credits, Sean, to all those guys up front that were in that battle. Well, Nienhaus is gone because he ran out of incidents, but I mean, Mittner and Dove still out there racing. Okay, we're looking at Martinson now, running in second position. Here comes Adam Tierney. As a rule, Tierney has the pace. Martinson not usually running so far up front right now. Martinson running for Force Fissy. Tierney back there working. I believe Tierney, if I have this right, Infinity? Quantum Racing. Okay, got the wrong. Infinity and Quantum confused me because they're both so physics oriented. Martinson doing a good job of fending off Tierney. 3 minutes to go. Manuel Hoyer, 4-second lead. Christmas came early for him as he really didn't think he probably had a shot at the win. Then the seas parted, and he found himself from 5th in the front in the blink of an eye.
Boy, did those seas part. This has been just one crazy race, Soup. What a lot of fun.
We'll stay on this battle as Canute, Kmart, trying to fend off Tierney. Here, he's got to run now.
He's going to give it a shot.
He'll have the inside here. Now, this is it. He has the inside and then the outside. And look at the drive that Martinson can get off through the S's.
Yeah, Tierney had to really slow down there. I fear he might have gotten a slowdown penalty for that, Soup. He's going to make it up here in the hairpin. Probably has cleared that slowdown penalty by now, but you see how much time he had to give up to Martinson.
Well, since that battle cooled off a bit, let's drop back to 4th position with 2 minutes to go. This is Kessler, and here he comes again. Michael Mittner, probably going to win the award for most cars passed today, and probably the most time spinning. My gosh, he's been spinning a lot so far. Right now, working on Kessler as they go into Redgate. We'll see what kind of drive that Mittner can get off of here. They work through Hollywood. Now you get the throttle down. Working through the Craner curves. Look at the drive that Mittner has, trying to find some way around. Oh my! Oh, the track doesn't go that way!
He couldn't catch it.
Oh.
He tried in earnest, but he could not catch that car, Soup.
By the time he caught it, he had run out of gray part to drive on, and he couldn't get it straightened out on the green. So, rookie, this is you got to pay your dues. You just can't come in here and start winning races. Michael Mittner, another back of the pack finish.
That's a shame, Soup.
It was. 56 seconds to go right now. Manuel Hoyer with a 4-second lead over Martinson. Let's go back to second, because here comes Tierney. After his little off, Tierney has got back with the hunt.
Yeah. Does Tierney have anything left here to attack? We'll see.
Hoyer coming across the start-finish line right now with 35 seconds to go. I believe this will be the white flag lap. So the guys behind him will get one more bite of every corner out. Martinson through Redgate. We ride on board in the suspension, off the back of the suspension of the Kmart. Tierney with a pretty good drive now, as now he works his way through the old hairpin, looking for anywhere to go. We'll probably have one more chance of being close enough here through 7. We'll keep an eye on the leader. We're not there yet. We don't have to worry about it. Through 7, if he can get a good run here, get up to him on Copus, and then take a shot into the hairpin. He's in pretty good position.
Okay, the leader out of Copus now.
And here comes these guys through the same corner. Now they are on the Sharkey straight. Is he going to have anywhere to go? Martinson's going to leave the inside open. He dives it in, and this time he gets it done. This time he slices through Adam Tierney, gets second position. Let's go back up to our leader now as he works his way through Melbourne. He only has one more corner to go. The sharp left-hander, corner number 12. He's won before. Here we are, the sprint race, the back half of the doubleheader, round number 1. The Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship from Donington goes to Manuel Hoyer. I believe second spot, if he can bring it home, is going to go to Adam Tierney. Knut Martinson going to round out your podium.
Wow, what a race.
Looking for other battles out on the track that they seem to be pretty spread out. I don't see any anywhere. 12 cars are going to finish on the lead lap, Sean.
Yeah, pretty spread out there at the end, and last several cars making their way across now.
Sarah Dove,
Reed.
we watched her. She's going to come home in 6th. Phil Reed worked his way up from 16th to get 7th. Here's a big note. Kerry Nolden, 32nd to 9th.
What could have been for Sarah Dove. What a tough break there, getting caught up in that fight with the leaders there.
And it wasn't, she just got caught up in it. The two guys got together in front of her and she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go.
All right. You've been watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, round number 1 from Donington. Don't go far away. We're going to take a short break, then we'll be back to run down the entire finishing order, do driver interviews, and close-up shot. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. Round number 1 from Donington, 1 of 12. We had a doubleheader, and boy, it was exciting. Let's run down the finishing order of the 25-minute sprint race that we just saw. Manuel Hoyer started in 4th position, was able to have the C's part in front of him when the big one happened, and he brings it home 2.9 seconds ahead of Adam Tierney, who was able to sneak around Knut Martinsen, who finishes on the final podium spot. Patrick Kessler and the milkman Andy Cowie finished 4th and 5th. Sarah Dove had the lead early, did a good job of hanging on to it. She's going to come home in 6th position, got caught up in the big one as well up front. Phil Reed, Evan Emre, and Kerry Nolden go 7th, 8th, and 9th, and rounding out your top 10. We didn't hear much from him, but he had a good race, Ben Scott.
All right, Soup, and then you're going to go back to 11th. It's going to be Daniel Morris. 12th going to go to Mark Forte. Jake Sperry going to finish 13th. 14th, Oliver Elliott. Michael Mittner going to finish 15th. Gunnar Nienhaus, 16th. Robert Plumley, 17th. Wow, was battling for the lead at one point.
Yeah.
18th, Christian Tackett. And 19th going to go to Stevie Chambers. Tyler McLeod going to finish 20th.
Plumley to catch Chambers all near the front of that race one time or the other. 21st position, Alexander Valdo, right ahead of Alan Philippe Andre. Darren the Magic Wand Potter gets 23rd. In the double dozen position, Yannick Nienhaus. Erica Lindstrom in the quarter century mark. 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. Luke White, Lawrence Suddenstrike to right, Bruno Damadir, and Scott Newton. 30th position goes to Christoph Holstein. Now these ran these out. 31st position, 18 laps down. Not sure he actually got out there. I think he might have got caught up in that first lap big one. Christian Koch, and then Gabriel Wood did not start. Okay, Sean, there you have it. Let's see. Who would you like to talk to? You want to try to talk to Kmart?
Soup, I'll talk to whoever you want.
We'll bring down Knut Martinsen for you. You had an eventful sprint race. Finished 3rd. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, Knut, that was quite a sprint race there. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you. Yeah, I still don't know how it happened, to be honest. It was a crazy race. Obviously, he started in 8th. On the first lap, I heard that there were some incidents going on behind me, and I think a couple of cars went off ahead of me as well, so I was up in the top 5 quite early on. I was running pretty decent pace, but obviously I knew that people like Gunnar and Michael Mittner coming in from behind were faster, so I didn't fight too hard when they came to pass me. So my plan was kind of to try and stick behind them and drag me up to the front guys. But then, Gunnar eventually reached Plumley, battled for the lead. They had an incident. Sarah got caught up ahead of me. And yeah, somehow I basically went through the car and survived. So, not really sure how. And then, I got a podium. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations. It's a good way to start the season, and it's a good points haul. Good points here in this sprint race. And that's a good way to get started, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. I haven't had a podium in this league for like a year, I think, pretty much. My last podium I can remember was Interlagos like 4 seasons ago. So, yeah, it doesn't happen too often that I get on the podium. Obviously, quite special circumstances had happened today for that to happen. But, yeah, definitely very, very happy with that.
Hey, you take what the race gives you, Newt, and you managed to do that very well. Congratulations, buddy. Look forward to seeing you in the next round.
Right, thanks, guys.
All right, Soup. That was Knut Martinsen and your old buddy Kmart there, and I think you've caught up with Manuel Hoyer.
I do. Manuel, congratulations. With Easter coming up, I always take time to watch Charlton Heston in the 10 Commandments. My favorite part is where he stands up there in the Red Sea parts. Same thing happened for you today. You were running back there in 5th position. The 4 cars ahead of you all got into an incident. They all cleared the way, and you found yourself in the lead.
Yes, this was a very big surprise to get back to the top 5 after that incident with Darren Potter. And yes, it was more luck than talent to come back on front and get this win.
Well, you make your own luck. You position yourself well there, and the seas parted for you. After you got the lead, it was a pretty easy cruise home. You're just minding the gap there out in front.
Yes, I just tried to keep it clean as possible and to hold the gap to Martinson and Adam Tierney, and they were, for my luck, a little fight, I think. So they didn't come closer, and I could get it at home for my team.
Last season, tires were a big issue early on. They seemed like they were pretty well. They weren't as, I don't know if they didn't seem as cold. How was the driving in the very first couple corners?
It was very slippery. For my setup, it was very difficult because the tire temperature come very slow, and so it was a very slippery first lap. And yes, just keep it cool and don't push too much, and then you can start fighting. But in the first laps, it's better you hold back.
It really is that long, just not even through the first corners. It actually takes over a lap for you to start to feel comfortable.
Of course, yes. It's so it takes for me 2-3 laps.
Wow.
And then it starts to work everything, and I can push. I don't know how the other drivers feel it, but for me it takes this 2-3 laps.
Well, you were feeling at the end as you brought the car home for a win. You've had wins before. Congratulations. Good way to start the season.
Thank you very much.
Manuel Hoyer, your winner of the sprint race here in round number 1.
Yeah,
and Sean talk to. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I've got Christian Koch. I caught up with him. Koch, Christian, you had a great run there in the feature. You get on a podium. Things fell a little bit short for you, though, here in the sprint race. What happened?
Absolutely. I think we saw two sides of our league today, with the best in the feature race and probably the worst in the sprint race. Maybe there can be some actions done to improve driving standards in the sprint race. But there is the potential, I think, because when you look at the first race, I don't know how many drivers were in between 1 second in the qualifying, which I totally fucked up. With, as Manuel also said, we had the same setup, I think. Cold tires, absolutely insane how long the tires at this track need to get on temperature. So I don't know. In the first laps of the feature race, I even lost a position to Ty. I had a big fight with him, and after I think 5 laps, the tires were started to work, and I could go the pace with the front runners a little bit, and due to some incidents had a little bit of luck to grab P2. That was nice, good start for the season, and I was hoping the same for the sprint race, but yeah, that is quite the lottery at the moment. So
well, Christian, we appreciate you coming in for just a moment and chatting with us there. We wish you the best at the next round there when we get to Spa.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. That was Christian Koch, guys. Soup, what a race.
Christian Koch, second from the lead the first lap, second from last place the last race. We apologize for the profanity. Keep in mind that the standards are different around the globe. We are a global sim racing channel, so we apologize. We tried to keep it as clean as we can, but sometimes that slips by. Hey, we'd like to thank everybody here at the Apex Online Racing for organizing Formula Renault 2.0 League, and for all the members who supported this broadcast. We know you have a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying GSRC. Thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. The original music you heard today is thanks to Eric Eckelm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. The AOR returns next week. We are every week here, boys and girls, so don't go far. We're back every 7 days. We'll be back March 24th. That's for round 2. It's a morning race at Spa. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us. You know, to find out more about upcoming broadcasts or to arrange GSRC to broadcast a race of your own, your best bet is www.globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. And now, before we close up shop, on behalf of my mic mate, Sean Ambrose, our director, Amjad Yaman, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And with that said, I'm going to be off to storm the castle. Sean's got some corned beef and cabbage cooking up for St. Paddy's Day. I can smell it from where I am right here. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.